Ukraine-Russia war latest. Trump readies fresh sanctions against Russia's shadow fleet, says report. U.S. President Donald Trump is reportedly considering imposing new sanctions on Russia's shadow fleet of oil tankers if Vladimir Putin does not agree to a ceasefire in Ukraine by Friday. Moscow's shadow fleet, vessels whose ownership is secret, transport oil around the world to evade Western sanctions. White House sources say the sanctions would an easy first step to try to force Mr. Putin into a truce, according to the Foot. But sources close to the Kremlin say Mr. Putin is unlikely to bow to the sanctions ultimatum. The U.S. president has threatened to hit Russia with new sanctions and impose 100% tariffs on countries that buy its oil, of which the biggest are China and India. Mr. Putin's goal is to fully capture the Ukrainian regions of Donetsk, Luhansk, Zaporizhia, and Kherson, which Russia has claimed as its own, and then to talk about a peace agreement, a source told news agency Reuters. U.S. Special Envoy Steve Witkoff is expected to visit Moscow on Wednesday in an attempt to convince Mr. Putin to sign a ceasefire agreement with Ukraine. Kremlin weighs Ukraine air truce with Trump without ending war, report. The Kremlin is weighing up options for a concession to U.S. President Donald Trump, who has set a deadline for a ceasefire between Ukraine and Russia. Bloomberg News has reported that concessions could include an air truce with Ukraine, in order to head off the threat of secondary sanctions as Russia remains determined to continue its war. U.S. Envoy Steve Witkoff is set to visit Russia on Wednesday. The U.S. State Department has approved the potential sale of repair and sustainment support for M777 howitzer artillery guns and transportation and consolidation services to Ukraine for an estimated total of $203.5 million, the Pentagon said on Tuesday. The principal contractor for equipment, repair services, and sustainment support for the howitzers will be BAE Systems, while the principal contractor for transportation and consolidation services will be determined from approved vendors, the Pentagon said in a statement.